Hello, I'm Maestro Giunta, the music director and conductor of the Des Moines Symphony, welcoming you to today's DMSO Listening Room. Thanks for joining me. Sibelius' Third Symphony, written in 1907, is a departure from his first two symphonies. It is far more compact and appears to chart a different course for his future output. It resembles an abstraction and can come across as expressionless. The piece uses more folk music than any of his other symphonies. Similar to what Dvorak accomplished in Czech music, Sibelius is doing with Finnish music. He uses traditional forms and folk music of his native land, but in a highly personal way. He begins conservatively with sonata form, which is an exposition with two themes, a development using bits and pieces of those themes, and then a recapitulation, which is similar to the exposition. The result of this is a combination of old and new, youthful and adventurous music. The three short movements are Sibelius' most nationalistic piece to date. Most often, his popular and ultra-romantic Symphony II gets this title. But this Third Symphony leans even more toward his love of Finland and its people. His Second Symphony is grand and majestic. His third, intimate, happy, and content. The piece smiles, and considering all the dissonance and experimental music happening during this time, the piece shows Sibelius' courage of being his own person, expressing what he was feeling rather than worrying what the world may think. 4 years later, his Fourth Symphony was born, and what a symphony this is. This triumph over fate theme that Mahler used in his Sixth Symphony is apparent. Although the approach is much different, the four movements, slow, scherzo, slow, and fast, are connected through the mood of the music. There's a lot of thematic transformations rather than sections of traditional form. And this makes it hard on the listener to digest all the material in one hearing. Remember earlier when I spoke about recorded sound and radio broadcasts and their importance in making Sibelius music known? This is one example. People could hear this music over and over again, learning the music with each hearing. Sibelius himself called this work autobiographical and a protest against the modern music being written at the time. He said there is absolutely nothing of the circus about it. The piece was written at a bad time in Sibelius' life. He continued to have financial problems as well as health problems caused by his heavy cigar smoking and drinking. This resulted in some very personal and introspective works, including this one. The first movement is monothematic, and actually the entire piece might be called this because every theme has a tritone, which was known to old composers as the devil in music. This unusual interval, which incorporates three whole steps, was so jarring to those early composers that they actually tried to fix it by making it a perfect fourth, which is two whole steps and a half step. The second movement is dance-like. It almost seems more uneasy than we might imagine. Most of this music comes from the first movement. The third movement, marked Il Tempo Largo, is slower than his usual andante movements, but it's perfectly aligned with his mood of desolation. And the finale is absolutely heartbreaking. It seeks forgiveness rather than triumph. And he adds the unusual glockenspiel with ominous signals, and the piece closes as it began, in the minor key of A minor, cold and dismissive. That's it for today's listening room. Don't forget to go to our website at dmsymphony.org for video links on the pieces that I just spoke about. And for more online content, go to #DMSO at home for our series of self-produced videos from our musicians' homes to yours. Thanks so much for watching. Next time, the glorious and monumental Fifth Symphony of Johann Sibelius.